is Ranjana ma'am, and you are watching, yes, it's mine as well as your channel. And I know the thumbnail says it all. It's Macbeth for my ISC class 12 students. Act 4. I'm beginning Act 4, Act 4 scene 1. I've got countless requests, ma'am, please complete Macbeth. So, yes, here I am, but you know what's coming. Before I start, what? If you have not subscribed to my channel up till now, please do. And don't forget to press the like button after having viewed the video. I know you all will like it. So what are we waiting for? Let's start. A dark cave. So this is scene 1 of Act 4. In the middle, a boiling cauldron. Thunder. Enter 3 witches. The 3 witches who had been seen in Act 1, Scene 1, and later they had predicted or rather prophesied to Macbeth about his becoming the king. These 3 are here. First witch. Thrice the brinded cat had mewed. So by brinded cat means it's a streaky colored cat, and this is the attendant spirit of the first witch. So 3 times the cat had mewed. Thrice and once the hedge pig whined. So for the second witch, the hedgehog is his attendant spirit, and it has whined 4 times. And what does the third witch, the guiding or the attendant spirit of the third witch, is the harpy. So the harpier cries, it's time, it's time. So the time to cast the magic spell or the magic charm has come. The time is ripe. So brinded cat, hedgehog and harpy. 1, 2, 3. Round about the cauldron go, in the poisoned entrails throw. Toad that under cold stone, days and nights has 31, sweltered venom sleeping got, boil thou first in the charmed pot. So what goes in the cauldron? Magic cauldron, what goes in first? What the first witch has brought. So the first witch has brought a toad, and this toad had been sleeping under a stone gathering poison for 31 days and nights. So the first witch has got hold of that toad, and she is putting this toad in the magic cauldron. Now let's see what the second witch does, but before that the chorus. Double, double toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. So now second witch, she has a long list of things which she is throwing in the magic cauldron. Fillet of a fenny snake in the cauldron boil and bake. So she has caught a snake from the marshy place and she is sending it. So the pieces of this slimy snake caught from the marshes, and she is throwing it in the cauldron. This is the first thing she is throwing. Eye of newt and toe of frog. So eye of a lizard and the toe of a frog. Wool of bat, that means the feathers or the hair of a bat. And tongue of dog. Also repulsive things. Yeah, that would make a very potent evil charm. Adder's fork. Adder is a poisonous snake, so the forked tongue of it. Adder's fork, the blind worm's sting. The sting with which the blind worm bites people or stings people. Lizard's leg and howlet's wing. For a charm of powerful trouble, like a hell broth, boil and bubble. So she has added quite a few things to the cauldron. What are they? The slices of a snake caught from the fen, and then the eye of a lizard, toe of a frog, hair of a bat, tongue of a dog, the forked tongue of an adder, and the sting of a blind worm, the lizard's leg and the baby owl's wing. So in order to make a charm which would be powerful enough in creating trouble, like a hell broth. So this is as if a soup for the devil. boil and bubble, and then the chorus, double, double, toil and trouble. So they are adding all these nefarious things only to add to the potency of the magical charm. Fire, burn and cauldron bubble. So now see what the third witch contributes. Scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, witch's mummy, maw and what is it? This is 11th one. Maw and of the ravined salt sea shark, root of hemlock digged in the dark, liver of blaspheming Jew, gall of goat and slips of yew, silvered in the moon's eclipse, nose of Turk and Tartar's lips, finger of birth strangled babe, ditch delivered by a drab, make the gruel thick and slap, add thereto a tiger's cauldron for the ingredients of our cauldron. So all very horrible, horrible things. The third witch has brought even more horrible things. The scaly skin of a dragon, the tooth of a wolf, the mummy of a witch, not the mummy of a king or a pharaoh, but the mummy of a witch. Mummies are preserved bodies. The stomach and throat of a ravenous shark of the salt sea, the root of a poisonous hemlock. Hemlock is a poisonous plant. Socrates was given a cup of hemlock juice or something to drink. He was not hanged or something, he was passed the death sentence and he had to drink that cup of hemlock and die. So the root of the poisonous hemlock, and when is it dug out? In the darkness. Maybe in the darkness if it is dug out, it becomes more poisonous. The liver of a blaspheming Jew, the bile of a goat, and the branches of an yew tree sliced or cut off during the eclipse of the moon, and to add to it the nose of a Turk and the lips of a Tartar. According to Shakespeare, these two are the cruelest people, these two races are the cruelest races in the world. The people of Turkey, they are known as the Turks or the Turks. There is a doubt about the pronunciation. Some people say Turks and some say Turks. Because it's Turkey, so people say Turk. And Tartars. In Merchant of Venice also you have come across that Antonio's condition is such that even the Turks and Tartars who are never trained in offices of kindness, even they would feel sorry for Antonio. So these two, so the nose of one and the lip of the other, and the finger of a newborn baby whose mother was a prostitute and gave birth to it in the ditch, and it was strangled by its mother at its birth. So the moment the baby was born, the mother strangled it, and either she had given it birth in the ditch or she threw him in the ditch, and from there this witch has managed a finger of this newborn but killed baby. And not only this, something more, the body parts of a tiger also, to make the magical charm thrown into the cauldron. Cool it with, again the chorus, double, double, toil and trouble, fire, burn and cauldron bubble. So let the troubles and hardships and miseries of the world get doubled, and let the fire burn and boil the ingredients in the cauldron. Cool it with a baboon's blood, then the charm is firm and good. So in order to make the charm firm, that means strong and good, what will they do? They will pour the blood of a baboon. Baboon is a type of fierce monkey. So pour the blood of a baboon in order to make the charm cool. So first they boil it with all these things and then they add the baboon's blood and make it cool. Enter Hecate and the other three witches. So these are not the ones, these are the different ones. Oh, well done! I commend your pains, and everyone shall share in the gains. And now about the cauldron sing, like elves and fairies in a ring, enchanting all that you put in. So Hecate seems to be quite well pleased. So she compliments them that you all have done well, and I really praise you for the trouble you have taken. All of you will be rewarded. So let's now go round the cauldron, singing and dancing like the elves and fairies do, in order to put a magical effect to all the things they have put in the cauldron. So once the songs and dance, after the song there is a song, and Hecate and the other three witches, they leave. By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. So they have some supernatural powers, and before the person comes only, the second witch feels a pricking sensation in her thumb, suggesting some wicked creature is coming their way. So there is a knocking at the door. Open, locks, whoever knocks. So let the locks open up and let the person who is knocking enter. Enter Macbeth. So now Macbeth comes. They are waiting for him. How now, you secret black and midnight hags? What is it you do? So just see the way Macbeth is addressing them as if they are his subjects. So, you mysterious evil, staying awake in the midnight hags, old woman, what are you all doing? A deed without a name. So we are doing something which has no name. I conjure you by that which you profess. However you come to know it, answer me. Though you untie the winds and let them fight against the churches, though the yeasty waves confound and swallow navigation up, though bladed corn be lodged and trees blown down, though castles topple on their warders' heads, though palaces and pyramids do slope their heads to their foundations, though the treasure of nature's germans tumble all together, even till destruction sicken, answer me to what I ask. So, Macbeth, he orders them. So he has come to consult the witches, but instead of being polite, he orders them that he challenges, or rather demands of them, by their magical art through which they come to know the future. He demands of them to answer his questions and also to reveal what future has in store for him. He wants to know his future. They had already made him aware of their powers to see the future. So now he wants some more news about his future. Now that he has become the king, what next? So he is obsessed by his ambition, that he doesn't care even if the witches have to destroy the whole world in order to predict his future. He must know his future at any cost. So if they want, they can let loose the whirlwinds to race against the church. They might raise hurricanes and cause the waves to wreck down the towering trees. They may shake the foundation of the palaces and structures as strong as the pyramid, so that they might fall on the heads of their warders. They may crush all of nature's germ of life, until the process of destruction grows so weary of its devastating work. They may do anything that is required to answer the questions asked by Macbeth. So Macbeth has become so desperate to know his future. So he is ready to witness the world getting ruined. He hardly cares about it. He is more bothered about his future. He wants to know the future from the witches. The world might go to hell for it. So here we find Macbeth's self-interest in him is complete. He doesn't care for any type of destruction so long as he gets to know his future, or the future information satisfies him. First witch, speak. Second witch, demand. Third witch, we'll answer. First witch, say if thou'dst rather hear it from our mouths or from our master. So the witches agree to his demand, and rather the first witch asks him that, do you want to hear your future from us, or do you want to hear it from our superiors, from our masters? Macbeth, call them, let me see them. So Macbeth, yes, he expresses his desire to see their masters. So now some more charm to be done, or some more charm to be created. Pour in so's blood that had eaten her 9 pharaoh. Grease that sweaten from the murderer's gibbet, throw into the flame. So what are the things to be added to the cauldron, to the boiling cauldron? The blood of the pig which has eaten 9 of her young ones, and add to it the fat or the sweat of the murderer who was hanged on the gallows. So the sweat coming out from the murderer while he was being hanged, add that also. What cheap and repulsive things. Come high or low, thyself an office deftly show. So these 3 witches, they are invoking the spirits. So you high or low spirits, come and show yourselves in a skillful manner. First apparition, an armed head. Macbeth, tell me thou unknown power. So Macbeth is asking, but before Macbeth could complete, the first witch interrupts. He knows thy thought, hear his speech, but say thou not. So the first witch stops him, saying that he knows what you want to ask him, you just listen to him, don't speak. Macbeth, 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 beware Macduff, beware the Thane of Fife, dismiss me, enough. So the first apparition warns Macbeth regarding Macduff, the Thane of Fife, and then he asks permission to leave, or rather he wants to leave. Whatever thou art, for thy good caution thanks, thou hast heart my fear aright. But one word more. So Macbeth says, whatever you are, I am really grateful to you for your warning, timely warning rather, because you have sensed the fear in me. Macbeth is afraid on account of Macduff, because he feels that Macduff suspects him of having killed Duncan, and as such he might go against him. So, and this apparition comes and warns him regarding Macduff, so he feels that yes, my fears regarding Macduff seems to be true. So then he wants to ask something more. First witch, he will not be commanded, here is another more potent than the first. So he is not here to listen to your orders. Rather wait for this, listen to what the second one has to say, because he seems to be more powerful than the first one. Thunder, second apparition, a bloody child. Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth. Had I 3 years, I'd hear thee. So the second apparition calls out Macbeth's name 3 times. So he says, if I had 3 years, then I would use all of them to listen to you, because he is eager to hear what the second apparition has to tell him. Be bloody, bold and resolute, laugh to scorn the power of man, for none born of woman shall harm Macbeth. So what a nice prediction, that you can continue to be bloody, means bloodthirsty, be desperate and determined. Laugh at the power of man, because no man born of woman can harm you. So be contemptuous of men, they cannot harm you. No man born of woman can harm you. So this is double meaning. But Macbeth is very happy. Then live Macduff, what need I fear thee? Okay, then let Macduff live. I don't need to fear him, because no man born of woman can harm me. And it is not possible that a man should be born from someone else. But I'll make assurance double sure. So I've got assurance, but I want to make it double sure by killing Macduff and take a bond of fate. Thou shalt not live, that I may tell pale-hearted fear it lies, and sleep in spite of thunder. So, and then first he doesn't want to kill Macbeth. Then he says, because he doesn't need to fear him, but then he wants to make this assurance doubly secure and guarantee the promise of fate by killing Macbeth. So he says, Macbeth, you will be put to death so that I can get rid of the fear and regarding you and sleep peacefully in spite of threats and dangers. And then again a sound of thunder is heard, and who comes this time? A child crowned with a tree in his hand. So what is this that rises like the issue of a king and wears upon his baby brow the round and top of sovereignty? So Macbeth is startled. What is this shape? It seems like the son of a king and wears upon his young head the crown, which is symbolic of kingship, royalty or sovereignty. All listen but speak not to it. So all the witches again warn him, don't speak to him, just listen to what he has to say. So this is actually symbolic of Malcolm, the young king, Duncan's son. He is wearing the crown. That means he is going to kill Macbeth and become the king. But Macbeth doesn't understand this. Be lined metal proud and take no care who shapes, who frets, or where conspires are. Macbeth shall never vanquished be until great Birnam wood to high Dunsinane hill shall come against him. So what a prophecy, and what a false sense of security it gives to Macbeth. The readers and the audience are aware that it is possible. These witches tell double meaning words. So this third apparition is telling Macbeth to be lion spirited, to be proud, and not to pay any attention or to all those who conspire against you, those who fret against him, those who show their anger against him. Macbeth need not bother about it. Don't be bothered about the conspiracies around you. Don't be bothered about as to who is fretting or fuming. Why? Because Macbeth will never be defeated till Birnam woods come to Dunsinane. That will never be. Who can impress the forest? Bid the tree unfix his earthbound root. Sweet bodements, good. Rebellious dead rise never till the wood of Birnam rise, and our high-placed Macbeth shall live the lease of nature, pay his breath to time and mortal custom. Yet my heart throbs to know one thing. Tell me if your art can tell so much. Shall Banquo's issue ever reign in this kingdom? So this is one thought, that he is now very confident that he will die a natural death. Why? Because no man born of woman can kill him, and that is not, and so he is satisfied, because men have to be born from women. So that means he considers, that means that I will not be defeated and killed. I will die a normal death. And he need not bother powers of men. Why? Until Birnam woods come to Dunsinane castle, he will not be defeated. So he comes to the conclusion that Birnam woods can never come to Dunsinane. That means I will never be defeated. But then he wants to know what he wants. Actually, the witches had also told Banquo when they had first met that he will not be king, but he will be father to a line of kings. So he wants to know about this. So shall Banquo's issue ever reign in this kingdom? So will Banquo's children or Banquo's son ever become the ruler of Scotland? Seek to know no more. So they don't wish to tell him anything more. I will be satisfied. Deny me this and an eternal curse falls on you. Let me know. Why sings that cauldron? And what news is this? So He demands an answer to his question. He says that if you refuse to tell me, may you be cursed, may a curse fall on you. And then suddenly he sees that the cauldron is sinking to the ground and he hears some music. So the witches finally, on his demand, they agree to show him what he wants to see, whether Banquo's issue should be the kings of Scotland, whether they should ever become kings of Scotland. Show, 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 the three witches unison. Show his eyes and grieve his heart, come like shadows, so depart. So they order, and what happens? They order that show him, come before his eyes and make his heart filled with grief. Yes, this will fill his heart with grief. He killed Duncan only for the sake of Banquo's children. Now he should be feeling. So come like shadows and go away also like shadows. And what happens now once the witches say this? A show of 8 kings, the last with a glass in his hand. So one after the other, the shadows appear like kings, and Macbeth, when he sees them, he finds a great resemblance to Banquo. Thou art too like the spirit of Banquo, down. The crown does sear mine eyeballs, and thy hair, thou other gold-bound brow, is like the first. So first one, he tells the first one to go because it looks so similar to Banquo. So he tells the spirit to get lost. The sight of the crown on your head burns my eyes. Then the second one comes with a golden crown, and his hair also looks just like the first one. The third is like the former. So one after other the spirits follow, they all bear resemblance to Banquo. Filthy hags, why do you show me this? So he had only asked for it, they had not wanted to show, but he had said, may you be accursed. And so naturally they are showing him. Fourth, start eyes. What will the line stretch out to the crack of doom? Another yet, a seventh, I'll see no more. And yet the 8th appears. So in this way, one by one, 8 kings appear, and the 8th one has a glass in his hand, who bears a glass, which shows me many more. So in the glass, Macbeth can see many more similar kings following. That means it doesn't stop at the 8th only. Succession of kings. And who comes finally? Some I see that twofold balls and treble scepters carry. So some of them carry 2 balls and 3 scepters. Scepter is the rod of authority of a king. So that means the Banquo's issues in future, some of them may become kings of not only of Scotland but also of more than one kingdom. So yes, Great Britain, England, Ireland, Scotland, these 3 together. So 3 kingdoms together, Great Britain. So Banquo's heirs must become, they would become the king of Great Britain. And finally who comes? Horrible sight, now I see it's true, for the blood-bolted Banquo smiles upon me and points at them for his. What? Is this so? So he knows that it is true. Why? Because blood covered. Why blood covered? Macbeth had got him killed. So Banquo is naturally covered with blood. And he is smiling at Macbeth and pointing out that these belong to me. They are my descendants. What? Is this so? So yes, he has a doubt. Is this what I have seen? Is it going to be true? First witch, "Aye, sir, all this is so. But why stands Macbeth thus amazedly? Come, sisters, cheer up his spirits and show the best of our delights. I'll charm the air to give a sound while you perform your antic round, that this great king may kindly say, our duties did his welcome pay." So the first witch, she is as if adding some salt to the injury. So why does Macbeth stand so confused? Come, sisters, let us cheer him up and show him the best of our tricks. So I will charm the air and produce music to your dance, so that this king will be very pleased. and he would say that the witches did not fail to repay his greetings. How did Macbeth greet them? As hags. So quite a few things he had said. Filthy hags, midnight hags. So they are quite happy at the state of Macbeth. Macbeth is filled with jealousy and anger that he had taken so much trouble, he had become branded as a villain, but was it for Banquo's issues? Where are they? Gone. Let this pernicious hour stand by accursed in the calendar. So Macbeth suddenly realizes that they have disappeared. So he says, let this time or this evil hour, let this stand accursed forever in the calendar. Lennox is waiting outside. He has entered the cavern. Lennox is waiting outside. Come in without there. So whoever is standing outside, come in. So Lennox comes in. What's your grace's will? Saw you the weird sisters? No, my lord. Came they not by you? No, indeed, my lord. So he is inquiring whether Lennox had seen the weird sisters. So he denies it. He says, I haven't seen. Infected be the air wherein they ride, and damned all those that trust them. I did hear the galloping of horse. Who was it came by? So why is he angry? He had come here of his own, and he had demanded to see these things, and now that these things have been shown, he is so angry. So he says, may the air through which they fly, may that air be cursed, and may all those who believe them, may they be damned, may they be sent to hell. And then he asks Lennox that he had heard the sound of the galloping of horses, so who has come? Lennox, 2 or 3, my lord, that bring you word, Macduff is fled to England. So 2 or 3 have come riding on horses to give this news that Macduff has run away to England. Fled to England? Ay, my good lord, time thou anticipatest my dread exploits. The flighty purpose never is overtook unless the deed go with it. So he is now calling upon time. Time is being personified. You have prevented my dreadful action. So our deeds, they don't keep pace with our purposes unless we act immediately. So what does he decide, or what resolution does he take? That from now onwards, whatever thoughts are in my heart, I will execute it immediately. I won't wait. I will execute them immediately. And even now, to crown my thoughts with acts, be it thought and done. So he wants even to put his thoughts now also into immediate action. So let intention and action go hand in hand. So what has he planned to do now that Macduff has run away? The castle of Macduff I will surprise, seize upon 5, give to the edge of the sword his wife, his babes, and all unfortunate souls that trace him in his line. So because Macduff has fled to England, he wants to punish Macduff by giving us by putting a surprise, or by ordering a surprise attack on his castle, putting to death his wife, his children, and his relatives, and all that who belong to his family. No boasting like a fool, this deed I will do. I am not just boasting like a fool, I will carry out this deed before this purpose cools. So before my resolution cools down, I am going to carry it out. But more sights. So he sees some more. So more apparitions. Where are these gentlemen? Come, bring me where they are. So he will not talk to these apparitions anymore, and now he wants to meet these gentlemen who have brought him this information regarding Macduff. So this is where Act 4 Scene 1 comes to an end, and you know that it's quite an important scene. Why? Because in this scene we get 2 vital information, and we know that they are going to come true. They will prove to be true. So, Banquo's warning that Macbeth should not, he had warned Macbeth that don't believe in them, because in trifling matters they will tell you the truth and later they will betray you in serious matters, and that is what they are doing. They are saying things which Macbeth feels is impossible, but they prove to be possible. No man born of woman can harm you, and be aware of Macduff. So he feels, why should I be worried about Macduff, because it is not possible that no man can and any man can be born without cannot be born from women. So he can't understand this, but it really happens. And in the last stages, when Macbeth says, I have killed enough of your family and you cannot harm me because I have such a blessing that no man born of woman can harm me. So then Macduff reveals that yes, I was not born in the ordinary way. I was extracted from my mother. So then he realizes that the witches had told him or lied to him. He had thought it was not possible. And regarding the second one, that he need not fear it, it already proved to be true when Malcolm told his soldiers to carry a branch in front of them so that their advance would not be noticed. And Macbeth had thought that how can trees uproot themselves and march towards Dunsinane. He had never thought in this way, that a soldier can carry a branch of tree in front of him. In that way also Birnam Wood's moving towards Dunsinane. So in this scene, first Macbeth is very happy about what he learns from the witches, but the flight of Macduff gives him a shock. He had thought that he would get Macduff killed, but then he hears from Lennox, 2 gentlemen or 3 gentlemen, they are the messengers who have come and reported that Macduff has run away. So we know that Macbeth is quite satisfied with the other 2, because he feels that let Macduff run away, still I will not be harmed by anyone. I will die a natural death, because no man born of woman can harm me, and Birnam Wood's coming to Dunsinane is simply impossible. So this scene makes us feel sad rather, or feel sorry for Macbeth, or if you are a great fan of Macbeth, you will feel sorry for him, and if not, you will be relieved that finally Macbeth will meet his doom. This has given him a great self-confidence, and he feels quite relaxed that he will not be killed, he will die a natural death and no one can defeat him. But eventually it will happen, he will be killed by Macduff, and he will also be defeated by Malcolm's army. So I think I have explained it very clearly, very lucidly, as I always say, and if you have any more comments, you can always write it in the comment section. Bye for the time being, and don't forget this.